As a passionate follower of Jesus and Christianity, here is a summary of what I believe to be the relevant and essential stuff. It's called the 7 R's of life. Number 1, rule. The Bible states there is an all-powerful, all-loving and sovereign God that has created everything into existence and that He rules our world. However, most of humanity rule their own lives, and that is, we make daily decisions concerning whatever suits us as individuals. We have a universal tendency to act selfishly. There is a clash of rule between God and mankind. Number 2, rebel. Humanity rebels against God in our thoughts, words and actions. From non-acknowledgement to thanklessness to blatant disobedience, we exercise our independence whilst failing to keep our own mediocre standards. We try and have control over our lives, yet we'll never get it. This behaviour achieves not only life without God, but His negative judgment upon it. Number 3, ruin. The consequence of humanity's rebellious rejection of God is separation from Him and spiritual ruin into eternity. God grants our desire to live apart from Him, and even though we experience and enjoy His provisions now, there is hell to pay as we experience being cut off from the source of life eternally. This bleak picture is not the end of the matter though. Number 4, rescue. Because we matter so much to God, He has purposed and instituted a rescue plan. God the Son is born in Bethlehem as Jesus, the Son of God. He sinlessly goes to His death, crucified on a Roman cross, to bear God's judgment on sinful humanity. Jesus endures the physical and spiritual separation from God in mankind's place as our substitute, so that we do not have to endure it. We are rescued from God's righteous anger by Jesus' sacrifice on our behalf. Number 5, resurrection. The power of death could not hold the author of life. Jesus conquered death and rose from His grave. He not only paid the price of forgiveness for our precarious standing before God, He is the forerunner of new life that is humanity's as we trust that Jesus died in our place and turn back regularly in obedience. Our future might involve a physical death, yet we've already been welcomed spiritually into God's kingdom and the amazing promise of being in His presence with resurrected bodies throughout eternity. Number 6, reconciliation. What Jesus has achieved enables our reconciliation with God. Not only are we welcomed back into the fold and adopted into God's family, we are embraced as sons and daughters, as co-heirs with Jesus. God's intention at creation is realized. The harmony that once existed is restored. God wipes our slate clean. We don't deserve His friendship, yet He graciously rectifies what has occurred in our past. Number 7, relationship. Our friendship with God resumes when we trust Jesus for forgiveness. God's Holy Spirit is given to us upon acceptance of God's rescue plan. As we listen to God speak in the Bible and trust in His wisdom, we are continually being reformed and refined. As we talk to God in prayer, we express a dependence and reliance on Him. At times there will be tension between our former ways and our new self. Yet we experience a transformation to become more and more like Jesus, God's perfect Son. Our relationship continues throughout eternity, with the promise of a new heaven and earth, and of being face to face with God without end. God knows all about life, what we are worth as people, and why we need to sort out where we stand with Him. Grasp this wonderfully good news and see that you stand graciously loved and mercifully forgiven. Interact with God today. Talk to Him in prayer and read one of the biographies of Jesus, Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John in the Bible.